Welcoming a new player to Grambling State. He will be transferring from South Carolina. This is Chad Terrell. He's 6'3". He's decided to leave South Carolina over playing time. He's a possession wide receiver who has some raw ability. And this recruiting class became elite. Welcome 5 new members to the Elite 18. Gunn, Higgins, Austin, Carey, and corner Fred Paris all are headed to Grambling State, giving GSU the 22nd ranked recruiting class in the country. It's senior day in the hole as our 2nd ranked Grambling State Tigers welcome the Missouri Tigers to town. GSU has a handful of prospects on campus, including wideout William Carter, athlete Aaron Wilkinson, and outside linebacker Dennis Norman. And the Tigers seniors take the field for one last time, and it was a sluggish start. First quarter action, CB23 takes the handoff up the middle, cuts left, and powers ahead for 11 yards. A few plays later, Brooks gets it again, follows his blockers, and picks up another 10. Next play, Austin drops back, looks to go over the middle to Bradford, but is picked off by Lucas. That's Phil's first INT in 3 games. And here comes Mizzou. Powell fakes the option, follows his blockers, and he's off to the races. He rumbles past midfield and picks up 36. A few plays later, Powell drops back and lobs it to Copeland on the outside. He turns upfield and picks up 11. Then Powell goes back to the air, lobbing it into the end zone, and Brown comes down with it. Missouri strikes first, 7-0. Ensuing kickoff, Paxton catches it 2 yards deep, and he starts right, cuts it back inside, then bounces outside, cuts back inside again, and is off to the races. Jordan Paxton goes 102 yards to the house, but wait! There's a flag on the play. Clipping called on Sean Edwards. Take a look again. Edward pushes the defender right in the back. Take the points off the board. Tigers from their own 12. Austin draws back, and here comes the pressure. Drew Wallace gets the sack on the senior QB. Then on 3rd and long, Austin goes back to the air, tries to step up in the pocket, but Kyle Scott tackles him in the end zone. That's a safety. GSU down 9-0. Mizzou takes back over. Roundtree takes the stretch left, cuts it upfield, and picks up 8. Later, Powell goes play action and hits Brown wide open behind the zone for 13. Next play, Powell goes back to the air and connects with Carpenter on the outside. He turns upfield and gains 12 more yards. 3 plays later, Everson takes the handoff, weaves, and gets into the end zone. Missouri is up 16-0. GSU looks to get things going. Austin drops back, steps up in the pocket, moves to his right, and throws a dart to Terrell for 14 yards. Then CB23 takes the handoff up the middle. He follows his blockers, jukes, and picks up 12. Next play, Austin goes back to the air and hits C. Tizzle on the curl route for 16. Few plays later, Brooks goes back up the gut, weaves, turns on the Jets, and picks up 13. Next play, Charlie Brooks gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! That's CB23's 26th on the year. Next Missouri possession, Powell drops back, stands tall in the pocket, and throws a dart to Carpenter, cuts upfield, and he picks up 27 yards. A few plays later, Powell with the play action. He steps up in the pocket and decides to take off. He fakes out Carey, takes a big hit, but gets a nice gain. 2 plays later, Roundtree takes the counter, hits the hole up the middle, and picks up 11. It's 1st and goal for Missouri. Powell drops back, tries to take off right, but gets sacked by Charles Butler. Then Miller will take the sweep right, finds a huge hole, and gets tackled after a 9-yard gain. Next play, Powell pitches it to Roundtree, but he gets blown up in the backfield for a 6-yard loss. Missouri would settle for the field goal. GSU takes over. Austin throws a laser to Terrell on the slant for 11. Later in the drive, Brooks finds a lane on the right, follows his blockers, and picks up 14. Then Austin goes back to the air, throwing a dart to Terrell on the slant. He bulls ahead for 16. Next play, Austin and Terrell link up again, and the senior wideout shows off his speed, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! The Tigers are fighting back. Next Mizzou possession, Powell tries to throw the screen, but gets picked off by Rayshawn Baker, and he is gone. The sophomore corner goes 25 yards to the house. Touchdown, Grambling! Tigers will go for 2 and make it a 3-point lead. Missouri looks to answer. Roundtree takes the counter left, cuts it back up the middle, and picks up 13. Then on 1st down, Roundtree takes the sweep left, gets hit, bounces off, but Bennett comes and cleans up with a huge loss, and Mizzou would be forced to punt. And GSU would come out running. Austin keeps the option right, follows his blockers, cuts outside, and picks up 10. A few plays later, Joel Thomas takes the handoff, bounces it outside, spins, and picks up 7. 2 plays later, Austin drops back and throws a gorgeous pass to Bradford across the middle for 15. Then on 3rd down, Joel Thomas finds a crease and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! Stayed up 29-19. And Missouri would come back out throwing. Powell drops back and throws a great ball to Brown on the sideline for the first. Then Powell goes back to the air, tries to scramble out, but the captain, Josh Carey, shuts it down and gets the sack. Mizzou would punt. Grambling going 2-minute drill. Austin hits Paxton on the drag. He cuts upfield and gets the first. Then Austin goes back to the air, rolls to his left, sets his feet, and he's looking to go deep. He connects with Sean Edwards downfield for a huge gain. A few plays later, Austin keeps the option right, cuts inside, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! GSU extends their lead to 16. And that would take us to the half. Grambling State has fought back and taken the lead 35-16. It was a sluggish start, but it seems like the offense and defense are finally clicking. Start of the 3rd, Brooks takes the handoff, finds a huge hole, cuts it outside, and picks up 9. Then Austin goes back to the air and connects with Gunn over the middle for 10 yards. Next play, Austin drops back and throws a dot across the middle to Rob Bradford, and he has tons of room. The big tight end rumbles ahead for 33 yards. A few plays later, CB23 gets his second visit to the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! Tigers up 43-19. Mizzou looks to respond. Powell drops back, scrambles out to his right, and gets laid out by Josh Carey. But the quarterback would get it right back. He drops an absolute dime to Copeland on the sideline for 12 yards. Next play, Powell goes back to the air. And look at this throw to Brown on the end route. He picks up 18. What a pitch and catch. Late in the drive, Powell drops back and throws a gorgeous touch pass to Cooper in the end zone. Missouri cuts into the lead. Next Grambling State possession, Austin drops back, rolls to his left, and throws an absolute bomb to Rob Bradford downfield. He spins and picks up 35. 2 plays later, Brooks goes up the middle and pushes ahead for a gain of 15. Next play, Brooks walks into the end zone for the 3rd time today. Touchdown, Grambling! GSU breaks 50. Mizzou's offense back on the field. Powell keeps the option right, weaves in and out of traffic, gets popped and fumbles, but Brown is there to recover. Then Powell goes back to the air, has tons of time, but it runs out. Torian Ray gets the sack. 3rd and 6 for Mizzou, and Powell shows off his touch again, throwing an out route to Howard for the first. Then on 4th down, Powell drops back, stands tall in the pocket, tries to scramble out, but gets laid out by Josh Carey. Turnover on downs. And Grambling State looks to put the nail in the coffin. Austin connects with Terrell for the first. Then Thomas takes the handoff up the middle, weaves through traffic, turns on the Jets, and gains 16. 2 plays later, Austin drops back and hits C-Tizzle again, this time for 8 yards. Next play, Thomas takes the rock up the middle, cuts it to the right, and picks up 9 more. Then on 1st and goal, Austin drops back and hits Chad Terrell on the slant in the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! Each team will score a garbage time touchdown, but Grambling State pulls out their 23rd in a row. 64-34 is your final. Phil Austin finished his last game in the hole with 322 yards, 4 total touchdowns. Charlie Brooks carried the rock 21 times for 152 yards and 3 scores. And Joe Thomas finished with 113 and a touchdown. C-Tizzle had a huge day, 9 grabs for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the captain, Josh Carey, finished with 15 tackles and 4 sacks. Well, it started ugly for our Tigers, but they showed true heart and pulled it out. Next up, we close out the season against the thorn in our side, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to ring that bell and join the Noti Squad. And follow your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Gat Game. Links are in my description. Coming up in the Tigers Den podcast, we welcome the newest members to the recruiting class and prepare for the Tide. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.